What is up, boys and girls? I'm back at it again with another late night waiver show for week 9. So let's do it. Let's talk about some guys that you might want to consider picking up. Okay, so first and foremost, let's get some obvious ones out of the way. Keon Coleman, Josh Downs, Cedric Tillman, and Jerry Jeudy. If any of those guys are on your waiver wires, you should be picking them up. Keon Coleman is looking like he's developing good chemistry. Josh Downs is just Josh Downs. I think he's very good. And Flacco's back. Anthony Richardson got benched, so that's one thing to note. And then Cedric Tillman and Jeudy, obviously we got Jameis, and Jameis went out there and had a way better game than Deshaun Watson has ever had in a Browns uniform. So I think these guys are going to start being fantasy relevant. All right, so next we got Jalen McMillan. So he didn't do a whole lot last game in the absence of Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, but honestly, I'm not too concerned about it. I think that Cade Otton obviously had a crazy game. He had massive volume on National Tight Ends Day. So I just think that Baker and Jalen will be able to develop some more chemistry, hopefully. He'll be seeing, he's been seeing consistent targets, so hopefully that goes up. And, Mike Evans probably back in a few weeks, but hopefully McMillan can, by that point, establish himself as a solid wide receiver too and be fantasy relevant. Okay, so next, if you're a little needy at tight end, you might want to consider picking up Taysom Hill. I think he's rostered in like 20% of leagues. His floor is kind of low. He can go out there and do nothing for you, but hey, you never know when you get one of those fucking crazy Taysom Hill games. Every once in a while, he just goes nuts, and you always feel like an absolute baller if you somehow played him on the right week. So I don't know, if you're needy at tight end, might want to consider him. Definitely want to consider Zach Ertz. If he's on your waiver wire, he is definitely worth a pickup. He's tight end 10 on the year, and his targets were just crazy last week, and I don't really think that's going to change. Ben Sinnott had a touchdown 2 weeks ago, I believe, but I don't know. He saw 0 targets last week. I feel like Ertz is going to continue to be that dude. Cliff Kingsbury loves Zach Ertz, so I think that he is a very, very startable tight end at this point in the season. And one more tight end, mentioned him last week, Hunter Henry. Didn't have a great week this past week, but I still think that he's a startable tight end. He's tight end 11 on the year. Like I said last week, tight end is a rookie quarterback's best friend, and Drake May went out, but hopefully, he's back next week, and if he's not, it should only be one game that he misses. So if you're tight end needy, you might want to consider Hunter Henry, but probably isn't super relevant with if Jacoby Brissett is in there. All right, next, let's talk about Ricky Pearsall. So I think he's also rostered in about 20% of leagues right now. I don't know. With Ayuk out for the season, I think that he's going to continue to develop his role in this offense. He's been seeing some consistent targets, kind of in a similar situation to Jalen McMillan. I think that he has an opportunity to establish himself as a, reliable wide receiver 2 in that potent 49ers offense. So I think he's definitely worth a pickup if he's out there. Okay, and then going back to Jameis, if you need a quarterback, he's Jameis. He's going to have his up and down weeks, but I think that he's going to be very startable in certain matchups. Definitely not all of them. Not a guy you can rely on a week-to-week basis, but like I said, need a quarterback, consider Jameis. All right, and last one, bit of a deeper cut here. We all saw the news today that Diggs is out for the season. With Nico Collins still on IR. So Nico Collins is designated to return week 10, I believe, at this point. The wide receiver 2 on their depth chart is Xavier Hutchinson. I don't know, he hasn't really done anything to prove himself, but if you want to take a shot in the dark on somebody who could potentially be seeing a decent amount of targets with both Nico and Stephon out, I would say he's not a bad pickup. If you got somebody you're totally okay with getting rid of on your bench, then I don't know, why not pick up Xavier Hutchinson and kind of take a little gamble there. Okay, so with that, that's going to do it for the Late Night Waiver Show. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a beautiful night. Check out my other socials, Instagram and TikTok at Screbdabala.